Hey, good afternoon. This is T West with AfroSynergy News. Now, this is about Thomas Crooks, the assassin who attempted to assassinate Donald Trump. There is, I know it's obvious to almost all of you, if not all of you, that the U.S. government was involved with this. The Biden administration was involved with this attempt to assassinate Donald Trump. Now, Trump, for the first time at one of his campaign events where he is speaking publicly, he's using a bulletproof glass as he speaks publicly. This is good because, as I've indicated before, there will be more attempts to assassinate Donald Trump. And it is important that you plan for that. So therefore, the bulletproof glass as he speaks. You all already know, most of you, that the FBI has been dragging this thing out. It's been very, very slow. Not only the FBI, but also the Secret Service. Their so-called investigation is being dragged out, along with the other third party, which is Homeland Security. They're all dragging this out. They're all sitting on evidence. What type of evidence? This is evidence that this was government involvement to eliminate Donald Trump. Now it has been revealed that Crooks, this assassin, had encrypted accounts in Belgium, in Germany, and in New Zealand, I believe it is. So this situation is one that we know, at least I know that the American government was involved in this assassination attempt. The FBI was involved. The Secret Service was involved. I stated from the very beginning that the shooter should never, ever have been allowed to be on the roof of that building. He was allowed to bring in that AR-15 rifle, allowed to bring in a ladder to climb to the roof of that building. These are the responsibilities of primarily the Secret Service. They failed in that endeavor. They don't want to talk about that. It's a cover-up. But this tells you how corrupt the American government is. It tells you that it will eliminate or try to eliminate, kill anyone who go against their supremacy, who go against their international policies. What are those international policies? Well, the biggest one is the military-industrial complex. You have a situation here domestically in the United States where all the homes, all the cars, everything that consumes energy, oil, gas, electric power, etc., any type of energy, the U.S. military, it consumes more energy than all domestic use combined. That is saying something. America has over 800 military bases spread throughout the world. It feeds on all of this. Now, Donald Trump was a person who was against the wars, against creating more and more wars around the world. He was against that. So, which means he was against the military-industrial complex, even though, he's giving them money. Yeah, but still, the likes of Blackwater, they have BlackRock, they have no problem knocking off a Donald Trump, even though Donald Trump gives them some of the things that they want. But ultimately, they know that Donald Trump don't want to have wars throughout the world. He does not want to continue all of that. Let me give you an example of what happens when you cut back on the military expenditures in this country. Back in the late 1980s, when the Soviet Union disintegrated, Bill Clinton was president, and Bill Clinton was aided immensely economically because, for the first time, the United States military had no reason at that time to expand further because of the disintegration of the Soviet Union. So there was a windfall benefit domestically as a result of that. So that helped Bill Clinton with domestically with the economy. So it gives you an idea of how much of the resources the American military consumes around the world. So Donald Trump is saying, we don't want any more of these wars. The war in Syria, bring the troops home. We don't want that. Oh, but then Donald Trump, he backpedals after the military tells him to back off. He says, well, we'll take Syria's oil. Okay? Now, the only way you can continue to take Syria's oil, you have to maintain a military presence in Syria. That's the only way you can do that. But going back to this assassin, Crooks. I mean, the guy, as I said, had encrypted accounts in Germany, in Belgium, and I believe it was New Zealand. So, not only that, but BlackRock had Blackwater, but had hired him in a commercial. Yeah. So this guy, young guy now, very young, this guy had connections. And then you have the situation where a device, not Crooks' device, a device such as a phone, electronic device, it was pinged in the areas where that was related to where Crooks in some way was related to. Even an FBI office in Washington, D.C., where there is an FBI office. This same device pinged at the location where the assassination attempt occurred, pinged in the area of Crooks' home, where his parents lived and where he lived. So, conspiracy? Yeah. It's the real deal. This was something that was concocted by the Biden administration, by members of the Biden administration, by the U.S. government. And of course, you have European leaders who don't want to see Donald Trump back in the White House as well. So maybe that might tie into Belgium, Germany, and New Zealand. That might tie into that as it relates to Crooks' encrypted accounts. So anyway, I'm traveling the country right now on tour, but I got a couple of more cities to do, and then I'll be back home. So I wanted to just share a little bit of that with you. This is T West, Afro Synergy News.